Matthias in Round Lake, Illinois. And I wonder how that lake is shaped. Good evening, Mr. McGowan. Well, good evening, Matthias. I've watched your videos on your FR series, and I swear everything you said is exactly what I look for in a loudspeaker. All right. When you said you know it, when you hear it, it bells well. I don't know what that means. Okay, anyway, if you know it when you hear it, right. I've set up so many speakers in my room and all have fallen short. If the vocals are there, then the sound stage is lacking. Always something. I've heard manufacturers brag about their products, but in the end, my opinion, hot air. It takes a lot of effort to audition a pair of speakers for both the company and the customer. I own a pair of Focal Sopra 2s, one of the better speakers. Yeah, Focals are great speakers. I've heard in a long, better speakers I've heard in a long time, but still they lack something. They lack the presence, that beauty that is layered and fine, never noisy when tiring, but rather makes you want to stay up all night and listen to more. Do the FR20s and 30s and 10s really live up to your hype? Well, you know what I'm gonna say. Of course they do, because it's not hype. Look, one of the things you learn pretty early on, if you're going to have any success in business or in working with people, is that you gotta tell the truth. You gotta tell stories that not only resonate, but that are true. Why? Well, there's an old saying, and I don't know if I remember it exactly, but trust is really hard to gain. People don't give that very willingly. It takes time and effort and a lot of videos, whatever it is, for people to wind up trusting you. And people trust you because you tell the truth. Now, does Paul exaggerate? Oh, God, yes. Ask my wife. Ask my wife. Of course I do. You know, in my life, this is just part of my habit. I tend to exaggerate points to make a point, right? Which offends some people, and I apologize for that. That's just me. And at my old age, I ain't changing at this point. I'll do my best. But I don't tell mistruths. I have found over the years that it just doesn't pay. So I work really hard at telling the truth to stuff. Now, to your point, the FR20s, the FR10s, the FR30s, do they live up to the hype? They exceed the hype. And it's really hard to just have you look at these things and not be able to listen to it. As you said, auditioning speakers is really hard, right? And that's one of the reasons why we have sold so many FR5s and so many FR10s, because they show up on FedEx, right? It just, the FedEx guy comes here. These show up in a truck, and I mean, they're big. They are a commitment. The FR10s and the 5s, not really a commitment. They're easy to audition. We send them out to you, or you go to your dealer if you're over in Europe or in Asia and hear for yourself. They are, I guess, they're disruptive. They're disruptive because they do what always makes me happy. Drop people's jaws because you have a certain expectation and they exceed it. These speakers are so even in their response. So your Focals, great speakers, but they're very precise. We've used them at shows before. And if you get them set up just perfectly, they can sound wonderful. But these are very different. Where Focals are narrow and focused, these are wide and easy. You plop them down, you tweak them a little bit, and you have a sound stage that is wall to wall, front to back, without any kind of things jumping out. It just sounds like music, and it's dynamic, and it's amazing. And I encourage you to come and listen to this, or pick up a pair of FR5s or a pair of FR10s that can just be shipped to your house. Take the plunge. It really is extraordinary.